Finally, I get to try out all of the things that 14-year-old weebo me wanted to try. Friends, hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. If you want to see more of my looks and thoughts on makeup, I suggest you follow me on my Instagram. I post flat lays, looks and dank memes every day on my stories and on my feed. Without further ado, let me tell you what this video is about. I'm going to try Asian makeup styles / trends. This video will be limited just to Eastern Asian beauty. I do feel that there's this tendency to say Asian beauty and forget that Asia is a whole ass continent that also includes like Russia, India, and not just Japan, Korea, places where their cosmetic industry and aesthetics kind of just spilled into the West and became more popular. That there's a certain fetishization of Eastern Asian beauty. My friend Raw Paint Maitrey has a great video on that. I do recommend you check it out. I'm going to link it down below. I wanted to make this video because it's so interesting, the differences in aesthetics and what someone is looking for in their beauty routine between that part of the East and the West. The West seems geared more toward a more mature appearance, so you want to look a bit older, more chiseled, more defined, whereas in the East it seems to be geared more towards youthfulness, cutesy stuff, being cute as opposed to being hot, if that makes sense. I will try a couple of trends. Not all of the products that I will be using today are related to Asian beauty because I don't have that much. Let's get started. I've got my hair back, you know I mean business. I'm ready to do some makeup. I'm going to double prime. First things first, I'm going to wear a hydrating primer, and that is the Catrice Prime Fine Hydrofresh Hydro Primer. And I'm also going to use the Petit Peach Glow makeup base on the higher points of my face. Catrice Prime Fine is a very hydrating kind of primer. I've heard other YouTubers mention that it's like a dupe for the Smashbox primerizer. I've never used that, so it's very nice if you have dry skin. If you have oilier skin, I'm not sure it will do that much for you in terms of longevity, but it is really good at hydrating the skin and prepping it for makeup. The Peach C, if you'd like a review of everything that I got from YesStyle, it's coming. I'm editing it. It will probably be the next or the second video after this one. The Peach C primer is absolutely lovely. It smells like a peach pastry. Mileage may vary. If you're sensitive to fragrance, you might steer very clear of this. I really like the texture. I like that it makes my skin look so very hydrated and plump. But I do feel that it breaks me out a bit if my skin is a bit too sensitive, so be wary of that. And speaking of skin, I feel that there's this current trend of glass skin makeup, and unfortunately my skin is so crackly dry that trying to attempt glass skin on me would be like trying to attempt glass skin on King Tut's mummy. So I'm just going to try to do my best to look fresh and hydrated, but I know the limitations of what I'm working with here, you know? I'm going to put my base makeup on, and I'm going to start with the Holika Petit Shimmering BB Cream. This has an SPF of 45. Which honestly, I don't think SPF in makeup is that efficient. Like, I do think that you have to layer down a proper SPF underneath. Just don't rely on only the stuff that is in the makeup products. I like applying this BB cream best with my fingers. I've seen a lot of Asian girls use pads or puffs or even cushion foundations. I don't have a cushion foundation. I'm not going to buy a foundation specifically for this video, but I've seen that used a lot, and it seems to give a quite dewy finish without so much coverage that you can actually tell there's coverage there. Okay, let's start with the brows, and this is where I fear that I will actually look ridiculous because I'm going to attempt the very popular trend of straighter brows. My brows arch a bit upwards naturally, so I'll have to do quite a bit of filling in. Lately, I've been shaving the tail ends of my brows, and I really like how much that lifts up my face. I was really afraid to do it, but honestly, if you've been considering it, do it. They grow super fast, so you can like have a week where you see if you like it or not, and then they'll just grow back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to draw a straight line from this portion of the brow over here, so this landing of the brow, and extend it all towards the tail end so the brows sit a bit straighter. I'm really afraid of how I'll look after this because I don't think my face shape is suited for that. Oh, this is what you get when you try to do makeup blind. I don't see what I'm doing, and I think I miscalculated. It's time to erase this shit. Give me a second. Fucking myopia. This is embarrassing. What am I doing? Why can I not draw a straight line? This is ridiculous. This is humiliating. How do these Asian girls do it? This is stupid hard. Cause they've got like this bone over here that makes the it makes the brow product just go following the line of the brow, and if not super where it shouldn't be. Fuck my life. Maybe I'm not using the right product, you know? Maybe this is too soft. But it's not like the only other pencil I would have is the NYX one, and it's not like it's much harder than this one, so I don't know what the fuck to do. I do have some pomade, but I've not seen girls there use pomade, so I think I'm just going to have to settle for the simple truth that I am incompetent at doing brows that don't follow my natural shape. Look, man, I don't know how they do it. I don't know what kind of witchcraft they do to get their brows straight and not just paint by the numbers on their face, but K-Beauty 1, Mia 0. Let's do blush. I'm going to use the Etude House Cookie Blusher in Lavender Chiffon Cake, which is quite a unique, pretty color, very pinkish, lavenderish tone. And I chose this because it has a puff, and I've seen girls in Eastern Asia use puffs a lot, so I wanted to try that. And we are going to do an igari? I don't know how that's pronounced. Style of blush, drunk blush, where it's not placed on the apple of the cheeks or upwards on the cheekbones, but rather right underneath the eyes for a very flushed, drunk-ish sort of look. You know what, I quite like how this looks. Like, it makes me look really cutesy, doesn't it? Very cute and fresh, so that's a bonus, that's a plus. Now let's see if I fuck it up with the eyes. To try puppy liner, and I had a video that I found from Youngse Mule. I hope that is how it's pronounced correctly. It seems that my Weibo skills do not translate past the very anime-ish words. So I'm going to follow that video because I thought it was like really professional and instructional. Let's see how I look, because currently I feel like I look like someone's creepy drunk uncle. Use the Sweet Talk palette, and I'm first going to use side to side on the entire lid. I've not seen them do very intricate looks, and I think that's because of the lack of lid space. Rather, there's always such a focus on a fresh complexion, interesting lips, interesting blush colors. And I also saw that there's like a lot of handwork involved, so a lot of application with the fingers, which I really enjoy because I love applying shadow with my fingers. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to get a bit of Fill Free from the same palette and trace a line downward, following the downward slope of the curvature of my eyelid and the downward turn of my naturally very droopy, very depressy lashes, just like their owner. I'm also going to add a bit of Kiko kajal eyeliner in black And because I can't keep my eyes taut because I need to have a mirror, I'm going to try and clean out the edges and smudge it out a bit using a clean eyeshadow angled brush. The video says to fill in the triangle formed between the angle of the liner and the middle of your lower lash line, so we're attempting to do that. Another trend in Asian beauty is to emphasize the under eye bags, so I'm going to grab the same palette and get the color that West Side and use it to just contour a bit the under eye bag area. Basically what I want to do is run my brush softly against the underside of my eye socket, following the volume there. I feel like this color is a bit too warm, but you get the point. I'm going to get a bit of the shimmery shade that I used on the lid and apply it on the under eye bag. We are done with the eyes. I don't feel that it's a bad look on me, but I just don't think I'm used to it. I think it does fit someone with an Asian-ish eye shape more than it does my eyes, but it is a very pretty look. Not seen girls in Asian beauty videos use highlighter a lot on the cheekbones. Maybe it was just what I was exposed to. Maybe they do. I don't know. I've seen them though highlight a lot the Cupid's bow and the bridge of the nose, which would make sense because if you somehow have a flatter nose bridge and a flatter indentation over here, then you would want to highlight it a bit so it looks more beveled compared to the rest of the nose. Something that is super popular and I feel everyone associates with Eastern Asian beauty is popsicle lips, gradient lips, whatever you want to call them. But basically it's that type of lip where you've got a darker inside and a lighter outside, making it look almost gradiented, almost drawn on like. So I'm going to use two things. I'm going to use my concealer from earlier, and I'm also going to use the Petit Ink Velvet Blur in Vintage Ginger. My camera died, and no, I did not turn into a British MUA, and no, I did not just roll my head into a bunch of cocaine. I just took that concealer, I put it at the edges of my lips, and then just kind of blended it out, and this is not the final look, don't worry. To take the Petit lipstick, and I'm going to place it just in the inside part of my lip, then press my lips together until it gets blended and just adjust with my finger as needed. I think this would look so much better someone that does have a bit more lip than me, but God did not gift me so. All of the volume that was supposed to go into my lips went into my nose. We all have our crosses to bear. Going to add a bit of gloss, and I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, the original one. These are the gradient lips. I feel I look a bit nuts. Guys, this is the final look. I don't know what to think. Like, the brows were for sure a complete and total fail. The blush I liked. The eyes, I'm still kind of torn on them. Like, I like them, but I think I'm just weirded out by how different my eyes look as opposed to how I'm usually used to doing eye shapes. The lips are fine, but I do feel all of that product, all of that gunk on my lips, and I usually prefer a much lighter application, so I'm not sure if I would try it again. I would, but maybe without the concealer part, which maybe will not give such a striking gradient, but it would kind of make it look like I want it to look without feeling stuff on my lips. But then again, it might just very well be my lack of expertise in creating these techniques, because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing with the brows and I fucked them up. Maybe there is some other technique, a much better technique of application for the lips that would make everything feel lighter and brighter. So it might just be me and not what I'm trying. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, a morning, second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is you're from. Bye!